India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and his counterparts from the Bimstec member countries are at a two-day retreat in India's national capital. The Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, Bimstec, brings together 7 countries of South and Southeast Asia for multifaceted cooperation. Bimstec has India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Thailand as members. As the summit began on Thursday in India's capital, New Delhi, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that the discussions will revolve around connectivity, institutional building, cooperation in trade and business, as well as on the merits of new mechanisms. He also emphasized that for India, Bimstec represents the intersection of neighborhood first outlook, Act East policy and the Sagar vision.
There are long-standing goals such as capacity building and economic cooperation that have acquired a new urgency. Bimstec represents the intersection of the neighborhood first outlook, the Act East policy and the Sagar vision. Our discussions in the first part will revolve around connectivity, institutional building, cooperation in trade and business, collaboration in health and space, digital public infrastructure, capacity building and societal exchanges, as well as weighing on the merits of new mechanisms.
DD India's Amritpal Singh now joins us on the story from Delhi. Hi Amrit. Amrit, first of all, tell us about this grouping Bimstec and why its profile is rising by the day.
Well, Bimstec is a grouping of these 7 nations which are situated at a geostrategically very important location, given that the important trade and sea lanes pass through this region. It is in interest of all these 7 nations to collaborate. They have many similarities. All of them are developing nations. So it has a development angle to it. It has institutional network building angle to it. It has the security angle to it. It has cooperation amongst themselves for trade and rising their profile. Of course, there are individual interests. If connectivity happens, that boosts travel, tourism. Many of these countries who are part of it, their economies in a significant way are dependent upon tourism. So connectivity does help them. So these are the interests that bring them together. As far as India goes, as the External Affairs Minister himself said, that as for India, it is Bimstec represents the intersection of its neighborhood first policy, of its Act East policy, and also the Sagar vision that it has for blue ocean development. So I think these are the interests which bring this grouping together, which has been in existence for about 27 years. Of course, in different forms, different countries joined at different different stages. But now that the Bimstec Charter has come into existence, was adopted at the Colombo conference and came into effect on the 20th of last month, 20th of May. So they it gives an institutional framework to open up and include more observers, like-minded countries, build in mechanisms for cooperation with other groupings like or even informal groupings like the Quad, of which only India amongst the Bimstec countries is a member. So that is why the relevance of this grouping.
Okay, so it's the second foreign ministers retreat, Amrit. What has transpired today and what are we expecting tomorrow?
As the EM in his opening remarks said, that essentially the foreign ministers were talking about connectivity, about cooperation in health and space, in digital public infrastructure, capacity building, people-to-people exchanges. So this is what is being discussed. Of course, there's a trilateral scheduled in the evening between India, Myanmar and Thailand, which will be important given the political unrest in Myanmar and the resultant security situation situation for neighboring countries, including India. So that will be another interesting meeting today, scheduled for today. Tomorrow there will be discussions on how to boost and build an institutional framework for increasing, connectivity both through waterways, land and the sea route, and also finalizing or sort of firming up the agenda for the upcoming Bimstec summit in Thailand, scheduled for September this year.
Okay, thank you, Amrit. Amritpal Singh reporting from New Delhi.